up guys, my name is TechnoTuner, and today I'm bringing you my live test hands video of Fiendsmith Magnet Warrior. This deck is still a lot of fun to play, and I wanted to bring it to you guys today because I've had some questions on it, on how it operates, and I wanted to at least show you guys how it works. Now, one thing I will say, after playing it more at locals, there's a couple things that I did want to change. One was minimizing the Fiendsmith engine, which makes it a little bit cheaper and a lot easier to use. So, one is by cutting Fabled Lurry, Fiendsmith Engraver, and Trapped. This cuts it down by 3 cards. We're going to replace those with 2 Quackimeru Guardian. This is going to place us at basically 41 cards with just these. However, if you wanted to incorporate a 3rd copy of Quackimeru Guardian, that would put you back up to the 42 that we were originally. This drops the price dramatically because I know Tract is still like a $20, $30 card for good reason, but you're going to be seeing me today playing it with the Quackimeru cards instead of the Fiendsmith Engraver card combo here. We still do have 1 Engraver in the deck, but we're going to be able to get to that a little bit more easily with some of our plays. Anyways, let's go ahead and hop right into this, and I'll show you some test hands of us going first, and then our final one of us going second. Alright guys, let's go ahead and hop right into our first test hand, in which we're going to start off with Molcharmy Flawless, Nibiru, Fiendsmith Engraver, Magnet Warrior Sigma Plus, and Adamantipator Researcher. From here, we got a decent hand in which we can do a little bit of interaction with our opponent. What we're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and normal summon Magnet Warrior Sigma Plus, then activate the effect of Researcher, special summon it. We're going to special summon it in defense in case it does get impermed, so we don't lose out if we get locked out of summoning for any reason. Researcher effect, we're going to go ahead and reveal top 5. And we hit Epsilon. So we'll go ahead and activate Epsilon effect to Foolish a Magnet Warrior. In this case, we would want to go ahead and Foolish the Beta, the Electromagnet Warrior. And there's a reason for it you'll see here in a second. We'll go ahead and take these two, go directly into our Evil Swarm Exciton Knight, and then we'll go ahead and link him off directly into our Fiendsmith Requiem. Now, given that we have Sigma Plus in the graveyard, Sigma Plus will trigger, allowing us to revive back Beta, the Electromagnet Warrior. Beta will then activate, giving us a monster to search for a Magnet Warrior. We'll go ahead and add that Sigma minus from our deck to our hand. Next, we're going to go ahead and activate Requiem effect, tributing it off to summon the Fiendsmith Engraver. Next, we'll go ahead and equip the Requiem through its own effect to the Engraver, and then link these two off for Necroquip Princess. Once we get to this part, our opponent's more likely going to Nibiru us here. If they don't, we're pretty much free here to go through with this, in which we'll go ahead and activate Engraver effect. You can shuffle back either Exciton Knight or Requiem. In this case, we're going to go ahead and do Requiem, and then summon the Engraver. Then we'll take the Engraver and the Necroquip and go directly into the DDD Highway of King Caesar. This is our Nibiru protection from here out. Next, we'll go ahead and reveal the Magnet Warrior Sigma Minus, and fuse with it and Nibiru the Primal Being, allowing us to go directly into... So you have one of 2 options here. Oh, never mind. You only have the one option, which you can't even use Nibiru for because he is a light attribute. You have to use Earth for their effects. So what we're going to go ahead and do is use Magnet Warrior Sigma Minus and Beta to go directly into our Conduction Warrior Plasma Magnum. Plasma Magnum on Fusion Summon adds us 1 Magnet Normal, Quick Play, or Field Spell. In this case, we'll go ahead and add us a Conduction Warrior Linear Magnum plus minus. We'll go ahead and activate its effect to summon. I don't know why I said that. It's an inherent summon, so you have to send as cost to summon it. So we're going to go ahead and send a Magnet Warrior Omega Plus, and then send a Magnet Warrior Sigma Plus. Sigma Plus effect is only once per turn, so unfortunately we can't revive another one from that. However, we do have options in which we can still do things. So, we can send one level 8 Magna Warrior from our deck to the graveyard, and then normal summon one level 4 or lower Magna Warrior if we had it in our hand. But in this time, we're going to go ahead and activate Omega Plus, destroying Sigma Minus Plus. And since this card was destroyed and sent to the graveyard, we'll add it back to our hand, but Omega Plus will summon itself. So this is where you can go into a link option, or you can go ahead and synchro it off. Omega Plus will function as basically being banished once it leaves for synchro or fusion or link. So in other cases, we can still do things such as taking these two and going into Wrap Tight if we really want to be greedy. The other option is going into Naturia Barkion to give us trap protection. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and try Wrap Tight, reveal top 5. And we whiffed. So this is the case in which Barkion would have been better, because when you are playing the Adamancipators, you are gambling a bit. But if you did go Barkion, you wouldn't really have to worry, because you would just be Barkion, and then you have protection from Imperm, you have protection from summoning, so you are basically set on those cases. But say if you hit Wrap Tight, hit a Magnet Warrior Sigma Minus, you can then send Telusion, summon Telusion by banishing Sigma Minus and the Sigma Plus in graveyard to give you another body on board and a technical steal. But since we went the Wrap Tight, we don't have much further we can go here, given that we've already extended beyond our current access. Now, as for other things that we could potentially do for next turn, and this is then banished, we're going to go ahead and pass our turn. During our opponent's turn, we do have them Earthlocked, and Wave King High Caesar as a summon negate is a little bit easier to break here. If we'd had the Barkion, that would have been probably better and more a way to basically consolidate our losses there. The other thing that we had here as well is if we had Sigma Minus Plus Researcher out, we would have had the option to go into a level 9. If there's a decent level 9 you guys want to play, that is another option as well. Anyways, that's all that I really have for you guys today. For the first test hand, let's go ahead and hop right into our second test hand. So for our second test hand, let's go ahead and hop right into it. We're going to get Ash Blossom, Magnet Bonding, Magnet Warrior Omega Plus, Magnet Warrior Sigma Minus, and Conduction Warrior Linear Magnum Plus Minus. We have basically full combo here. In this case, we're going to go ahead and special summon Magnum Plus Minus by sending Beta and our Sigma Plus. Sigma Plus will then trigger in the graveyard to revive Beta. Beta will then get the effect to add a Magnet Warrior. In this case, we'll go ahead and get us a level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior. We'll go ahead and get the Epsilon. Then from here, we'll go ahead and go with these two, revealing Magnet Warrior Sigma Minus and taking Omega Plus, going directly into our Conduction Warrior Plasma Magnum. So the reason why I didn't do this last time is because I didn't want to lock us out of Light Fiends, so we can set up the Nibiru, or the DDD Wave High King Caesar. So basically, we had Nibiru protection. But from here, we do have the access to go ahead and get us another Magnet Bonding, which can help us out greatly off of Conduction Warrior Plasma Magnum. Next, we'll go ahead and activate that Magnet Bonding, being able to add a Conduction Warrior Magnum, Linear Magnum Plus Minus, or one level 4 lower Magnet Warrior monster from our deck to our hand. Add a level 8 Magnet Warrior from your deck to your hand, or fusion summon one by shuffling the rock monsters from our hand, field, or graveyard into the deck. In this case, we're going to go ahead and do something very interesting here. We're going to grab the Delusion. And it'll make sense here as to why we'll be doing that in a second. All right. So, from here, we'll go ahead and then activate magnet bonding again to fusion summon using Omega Plus, or not Omega Plus. We're going to use Sigma minus and Conduction Warrior Linear Magnum plus minus. Shuffle them back into the deck. Or actually, no. We'll keep him in graveyard and use a Delusion instead. Sorry, I got that mixed up, but there's a reason for it, and you'll see as to why. Because what I'm wanting to do is get another body into the graveyard. So we're going to keep those in the graveyard instead and go directly into our Flux Oceanfeld. If this card is fusion summon, you can special summon rock monster from your hand or graveyard. In this case, we'll go ahead and special summon the Omega Plus. Next, we're going to go ahead and activate the Conduction Warrior Plasma Magnum, sending the Delusion to then normal summon Epsilon. We'll then activate Epsilon effect, sending another Beta. So next turn we can actually do a little bit more with it. But we'll take these two, go into our Gallant Granite, activate Gallant Granite by detaching Omega Plus, and getting us an Adamancipator Researcher to our hand. From here, we do have access to do a couple other things, but in this option, we're going to go ahead and special summon Researcher. And then we don't have to activate the effect. We can. Now, do note if you are playing this in advanced format, you want to put this up in the extra monster zone, so you have that extra spot for the Researcher, because if we do Researcher effect, for example, we wouldn't hit anything anyways, but we do have access to going with these two into the Naturia Beast. So, what do we get from there? So, from that, we'll go ahead and go to Delusion effect, summoning it by banishing Sigma minus and Sigma plus. So, what do we have on board? Well, we have Gallant Granite that already got us our search. We got Plasma Magnum, which is basically turning all monsters on the field to Earth. We have where Flux Oceanfeld activates. We can target one Earth monster we control, and when our opponent controls, return them to the hand. We have Naturia Beast, which is basically a spell negate. And then Delusion, the Magna Warrior, which is a pop or a steal in this case. So, you have not just 1, but 2, 3, 4 points of interaction, which can further mess with your opponent and actually get you some good interaction overall. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for the second going first hand. Let's go ahead and hop right in to our going second hand. All right, guys, let's go ahead and pop right in to our final test hand, which is us going second. We're going to go ahead and start off with Magnet Warrior Sigma minus, Charmy Follows, Magnet Warrior Sigma plus, Deuterion, and Ash Blossom. We're going to go ahead and assume that our opponent is doing something. We're going to go ahead and drop that Charmy Follows. If they, in their standby phase, if they do nothing, that's perfectly fine. Sometimes you have players that just pass on Follows. And if they did, we just draw into Epsilon, which is even better. So we have a bunch of options we can do here. We'll first go ahead and activate the Deuterion and Deuterion effect to go ahead and grab us a Magnet Bonding. Now, do note with the Charmy Follows, you do not have to activate it. You could literally keep it in your hand and not activate if you choose to do so. I'm just doing this as an example where we're going to send it during our opponent's turn to get an extra card draw whenever they special summon from deck or extra deck. Yep. All right. So up next, we'll go ahead for our first turn. Go ahead and normal Epsilon the Magnet Warrior. Use its effect to send Beta. Then from here, we'll go ahead and activate Magnet Bonding, giving us the Conduction Warrior Linear Magnum plus minus. We'll then special summon plus minus by sending plus and Omega. Plus effect to then get us Beta, not the Magnet Bonding, but Beta. Beta effect on summon to get us a level 4 or lower Magnet Warrior. We'll go ahead and get us an additional Sigma minus. From here, we do have a couple routes we can go. We can activate the Sigma minus, taking it and the Sigma plus. So we'll go ahead and do these two. Into the Conduction Warrior Plasma Magnum. The other option is taking these two and then going directly into Flux Capacitor or Flux Oschenfeld. So let's show you what that would do as well. So we'd send, instead of these two, we would send this and Conduction Warrior and go into the Flux Oschenfeld. Flux Oschenfeld effect to revive a level 5. Special summon rock monster from your hand or graveyard. The level 5 is part of the summon condition, so we'll go ahead and summon the Magnet Warrior Sigma minus. Sigma minus effect on summon to dump the Delusion. The only reason why I went the Plasma Magnum is because you get an additional normal summon of a Magnet Warrior, plus you get the option to go into other things as well. But from here, we're going to go ahead and go directly into Gallant Warrior, or Gallant Granite. We'll go ahead and detach the Sigma minus to add the Adamantipator Researcher. Because the other part about this is the problem, if you go the Flux Oschenfeld way, is that you are basically stopping yourself from fusion summoning for the rest of this turn because you've already used Magnet Warrior Sigma minus effect. So if you went the other way, you could have gotten Flux Oschenfeld and established a board like last time, where you could have gotten a little bit more. So from here, we'll go ahead and special summon the Adamantipator Researcher, activate Adamantipator Researcher effect. We'll go ahead and get the Guardian onto the board. So we have a monster negate as well. But we'll then synchro with these two directly into our Naturia Beast. And then use Delusion to special summon it by banishing Sigma minus and Sigma plus. Now here's another fun fact as well. If you really want to, you could hold off on the Naturia Beast and see about going directly into the Fiendsmith Engraver line by using the extra bodies. So what you could do from here is pop the Flux Oschenfeld to summon the Omega Plus, and you'll see what I mean here in a second. We'll take these two. Since we're not Earth-locked, we'll go into Exciton Knight. We'll link away Exciton Knight, which basically sets us up for a weaker established board, and go directly into our Fiendsmith's Requiem, activate Requiem effect, tributing it to get our Engraver. Equip. We're going to take these two, go directly into Necro Equip. Then Engraver basically is going to summon itself, placing the Requiem back into the deck, or extra deck, summoning the Engraver. And then finishing up with these two overlaid into DDD Wave High King Caesar. So this is where it basically made the board a little bit weaker, because we would have had Quackmere Guardian and Flux Oschenfeld, where Flux would have basically been able to allow us to target one monster our opponent controls and an Earth monster we control, bounce them back. The other item of the docket is that since we went High Wave King Caesar, we basically got rid of two interactions, which is a monster negate and a possible bounce, for just a summon protection. So that's where things can go a little bit awry with this deck. You have the opportunity to do a lot, but it doesn't mean that you should. Usually less with this deck is more, because the longer the game goes, the better off you are. So you either have the option of going into Wave King Caesar, Quackmere Guardian, and Flux Ocean Field. So you only have one of two routes you can do. But either way, it's up to you on how you want to play your deck and have fun with it. If you want to go the full combo, go the full combo. If you don't have to, and there's no worry on that. As long as you have fun, that's all that really matters. Anyways, guys, that's all that I have for you guys for today's video. If you liked today's video, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.